This Sunday, July 24th, Venezuela commemorated the birth of the liberator Simón Bolívar and the Day of the Bolivarian Navy with official and cultural events. Greek authorities report more than 50 simultaneous forest fires as a heat wave affects all of the southern Europe. As part of his African tour, Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov of Russia met Egyptian President Abdel Fattah El-Sisi in Cairo. From the headquarters of TeleSUR English in Havana, Cuba, this is From the South. I'm your anchor, Gladys Quesada, and these are the news. This Sunday, July 24th, Venezuela celebrated the birth of the liberator Simón Bolívar and the Day of the Bolivarian Navy with official and cultural events. Venezuelan citizens gathered in downtown Caracas, where several activities were held in honor of the liberator Simón Bolívar on the occasion of the 239th anniversary of his birth. Likewise, they commemorate the Day of the Bolivarian Navy of Venezuela and the 199th anniversary of the naval battle at Maracaibo Lake. Within the framework of these events, a performance was staged from the house where the liberator was born to the Bolivar Square, when an omen was placed in honor of the father of the nation. The event was attended by several national authorities, including the head of the capital government, Mahmoud Fernandez, and the mayor of Caracas, Carmen Melendez, who during her speech highlighted the legacy of the former president, Hugo Chavez, who always be remembered and defended the ideals of the liberator Simón Bolívar. And during his participation in the commemorative act, the Vice President for the Political Sovereignty, Security and Peace, General Vladimir Padrino Lopez, highlighted the joint efforts of the rebel forces to achieve a leading role for national independence.
Our struggles for national independence were not only the product of the blood shed by these men who unsheathed their sabers to go to the battlefields, forced by the imperial arrogance, but the product of the ideas, the deep thoughts, the writings, the poetry, the reflections, the jurists, who also converge with the sublime purpose of independence and freedom. Everything adds up. And to quote the words of the poet Gustavo Pereira, the painters who have left us these beautiful works also played, everybody played, a significant role for the national independence.
Our multi-platform media, TeleSUR, celebrates 17 years, giving a voice to the peoples of Latin America, the Caribbean and the world. Technological improvements and new formats seek to expand the impacts of these stories. From Caracas, our correspondent Leonel Retamal Muñoz tells us more.
Greetings of congratulations and affection after 17 years of uninterrupted transmission.
Greetings to TeleSUR on its 17th anniversary, years of work giving a voice to our people.
Because TeleSUR, in these 17 years, has shown us that it always gives more.
Constant technological improvements allowed this achievement. The most recent one, the expansion of its coverage to new satellites to reach Europe, North Africa and the Middle East in both Spanish and English.
With the purpose of having a little more coverage to reach a greater number of cable operators or users, and that our signal finally migrate to high definition and therefore to a better quality in terms of audiovisual material and signal reception. It is important because we are taking our perspective, that of the peoples of the South, to the European continent, and this is the line that TeleSUR follows, the line of the Global South, which is different from the line the mainstream hegemonic media traditionally follow.
Throughout these years, the multi-platform has placed the peoples of the world at the center of its information, with particular emphasis on Latin America and the Caribbean. An editorial line in favor of the nobodies, as the Uruguayan writer Eduardo Galeano said once.
Great work that they carry out at a time when censorship of voices with an alternative point of view prevails worldwide.
I think you're doing a brilliant job to help our people to grow in awareness.
Young and experienced workers take up this challenge and remain committed to the mission established 17 years ago.
To head the program's guideline is to be connected to the anchor, to tell him or her what we go with and what we don't. We are the anchor's eyes and ears. Here everything is a chain. Here one's mistake is another's mistake. Each department, no matter how independent it is, always works as a team.
The challenge is not small. These are live broadcasts 24 hours a day and always looking for a distinctive approach to mainstream media. Technical and editorial teams work with this objective in mind.
It is an international channel, and sometimes one in Venezuela may think that everything happens here in the country. And they have shown me that things are different from the way most of mainstream media show it. And it has been an interesting experience.
It's exciting and it's also a rush because you don't know what can happen. Everything is very unpredictable and we always have to be aware of what is happening in the world to deliver good information to the audience.
The media industry is undergoing constant technological and audience changes, which impose permanent challenges on the programming and formats in which content is distributed, especially in social networks.
TeleSUR Caracas, Venezuela.
Thank you, Lionel, for the story, and now we move on to other topics. Leaders of the region congratulated TeleSUR on its 17th anniversary. On the occasion, the Venezuelan president, Nicolás Maduro, tweeted, "We celebrate the anniversary of TeleSUR, which from a social and supportive vision is a window for the people. My recognition for each of its workers for their commitment, effort, and dedication to bring the truth of Venezuela to the world. Congratulations." Also, the Cuban president, Miguel Díaz-Canel Bermúdez, also took to Twitter to congratulate TeleSUR on its 17th anniversary. The Cuban president wrote, "Congratulations, TeleSUR. From Cuba, who is and feels part of the channel founded by Chávez and Fidel, we embrace them with joy and confidence that they will continue to be the voice and the face of our Latin America." The Vice President for Political Sovereignty, Security and Peace, General Vladimir Padrino Lopez, also sent a message of congratulations to TeleSUR and highlighted the role played by the multi-platform as a means of communication for the peoples of Latin America.
TeleSUR is a tool for the integration of Latin American and Caribbean peoples and has played a fundamental role, has played a wonderful role, has played a masterful role. TeleSUR, which I always watch, which I learn from its channel, its people, its men, its women. There is always a lesson, something that leaves us thinking, that leaves us pondering. And I believe that the role of TeleSUR should continue to be projected towards the future with much more strength.
Vice President for Communication, Culture and Tourism, Freddy Ñañez, congratulated TeleSUR on the occasion of its anniversary.
I congratulate all the men and women who work day and night and day, in this great American transnational liberating project that is TeleSUR.
Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro launched its first campaign rally ahead of the elections scheduled for later this year, marking the start of the presidential campaign in the country. During a Liberal Party convention in the northern zone of Rio de Janeiro, the party officially announced the candidacy of the current president of Brazil, Jair Bolsonaro. The approval of Bolsonaro's candidacy was announced at 11:17 a.m. local time and was made through a virtual vote on the party's platform. During the event, General Walter Braga Neto was also confirmed as the candidate for vice president on the October ballot for the Liberal Party. We'll take a short break now. Join us again after this. Welcome back to From the South. In Greece, authorities are facing over 50 simultaneous forest fires in the middle of the heat wave that is affecting southern Europe. The authorities also announced that 4 major forest fires persist across the country. The most extensive are those recorded in the National Forest of Dadia in the Throsia region near the Turkish border and in the tourist resort of Vatera on the southern side of the island of Lesbos. Meanwhile, confirms that over 500 firefighters, 14 aircraft and 19 firefighter helicopters are deployed to fight the flames. Police authorities also reported that due to a third fire advancing from a mountainous area near the village of Stavros, some 450 people have been evacuated. In Spain, meteorological authorities activated the red alert in several communities after registering temperatures above 42 degrees centigrade. According to the Spanish State Meteorological Agency, IMET, the most affected areas with a maximum temperature of 45 degrees centigrade are the province of Córdoba between 1 p.m. and 9 p.m. local time this Sunday. The meteorological authorities indicate that in the province of Cádiz, the mercury will reach 44 degrees centigrade in the afternoon of Monday, July 25th, today, and on the coast of Huelva, also in Andalusia, it will be just 2 degrees below. Meanwhile, several other areas in the provinces of Córdoba, Jaén, Sevilla, and Granada will experience temperatures of 42 or 43 degrees centigrade this Sunday and Monday. However, the AMET keeps them under orange alert for the moment. More than 6,000 people in the United States have been evacuated due to wildfires that have consumed nearly 50% or 50 square kilometers of California's Yosemite National Park. California's Governor Gavin Newsom declared a state of emergency in Mariposa County on Saturday and announced that the Federal Emergency Management Agency is providing resources to put out the wildfire. Officials also report that more than 500 firefighters are working to extinguish the blaze, which has scorched thousands of acres in California. According to local officials in California, the fire has destroyed about 10 structures and threatens to hit about 2,000 more, including residential and commercial buildings. Heavy monsoon rains submerged roads in areas of Pakistan's southern ported city of Karachi on Sunday, leaving motorists and pedestrians stranded as traffic was disrupted and public transportation ground to a halt. Many blamed local authorities for not taking steps to drain the water from the roads. According to authorities, as of Saturday, the death toll from more than 5 weeks of monsoon rains and flash flooding across the country reached 304. Since mid-June, monsoon rains in Pakistan have swollen rivers and damaged highways and bridges, disrupting the traffic. Almost 9,000 homes have been fully destroyed or partially damaged. Every year, much of Pakistan struggles with the annual monsoon, drawing criticism about the poor government's planning.
I had to go downtown to buy some stuff, but there's so much water I didn't dare go. I had to return. It was raining so heavily. I found a bus after much difficulty. I still have a long way to go. I don't know how I will reach my home. The roads are all flooded.
Authorities in Japan declared maximum alert due to the eruption of the Sakurajima volcano in Kagoshima Prefecture, southeast of the country. The Japan Meteorological Agency, JMA, established the mandatory evacuation of the populations near the volcano. Officials indicated that there is still no information that the eruption has caused any injuries. The JMA declared alert level 5 based on reports indicating that the eruption is ejecting volcanic rocks at a distance of more than 1 kilometer. And we move on to other topics. Pope Francis arrives in Canada on an apostolic visit. The head of the Vatican State will ask forgiveness for the horrors of the indigenous board schoolings run by the Catholic Church. Upon his arrival at Edmonton International Airport, the Pope was received by civil and religious authorities of the community, and the official pilgrimage ceremonies are expected to begin this Monday. The Pope's first meeting with the indigenous people will be in the Maxawaxis area, and then he will go to the Church of the Sacred Heart in Edmonton, where he will be received by representatives of the Aboriginal peoples. Pope Francis' 37 apostolic journey is aimed at reconciliation with the indigenous peoples who have suffered the destruction of their culture and traditions due to the European colonization. And we have more news coming up after a final short break, so stay with us. Welcome back to From the South. As part of his African tour, the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov met Egyptian President Abdel Fattah El-Sisi in Cairo. President El-Sisi welcomed the Russian Foreign Minister, who handed over to El-Sisi a message from Russian President Vladimir Putin expressing the importance Moscow attaches to strengthening its ties with Egypt. Lavrov briefed President El-Sisi on the latest developments in the Russian-Ukrainian conflict. They also discussed cooperation in food supplies and in the oil and gas sector. The President of Egypt further stressed the importance of giving priority to dialogue and diplomacy in resolving the Russian-Ukrainian conflict in the interest of international security and stability, and expressed Cairo's support for all such efforts. Russian Ministry of Defense confirmed that strikes near the port of Odessa, Ukraine, destroyed only military targets. According to the Russian defense, on July 23rd, there were attacks aimed at military targets, and thanks to the precision of the attack, only these were destroyed. It details that a Caliber cruise missile destroyed a Ukrainian military vessel in the dock of the naval repair plant, while a second missile hit a warehouse of Harpoon anti-ship missiles supplied by the United States. For their part, Ukrainian authorities accused Russia of destroying with warehouses and related facilities. This was spread by international media despite the fact that the videos and witnesses refuted, showing that the facilities of the port of Odessa were not damaged at all. China on Sunday launched Wentian, the first lab model of the space station, made up of a giant Long March 5BY-3 carrier rocket from the Wentian spacecraft launch site on the coast of the southern island province of Hainan. The new model will function both as a backup of the core model Tianhe and as a powerful scientific experiment platform. The Wentian model is 17.9 meters long and has a maximum diameter of 4.2 meters and a takeoff mass of 23 tons, according to Liu Gang, deputy chief designer of the China Manned Space Program's space station system with the China Academy of Space Technology. The cabin Wentian is mainly for studies of the space life sciences. It is equipped with scientific cabinets that can support experiments of life and ecology, biotechnology, as well as comparative studies of biological growth mechanisms under varying gravity conditions. Algeria's Foreign Minister Ramtan Lamora begins an official visit to Syria on Sunday. The head of the Algerian diplomacy was received by his counterpart, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Expatriates Faisal Al-Mugdad, at the international airport of Damascus. The two foreign ministers had the opportunity to meet in early July when the Syrian foreign minister attended the celebration of the 60th anniversary of Algeria's independence. On that occasion, he was also received by President Abdelmajid Tebboune, and although the visiting foreign minister's agenda has not yet been released to the media, it is expected to bear some similarity to the one organized in Algeria. TeleSUR English continues to grow. Its signal now reaches Europe. You can order it from your cable dealer or tune it yourself. These parameters that you see on the screen are in place since July 1st. Quite soon, further changes will be implemented for the signals in the Middle East and Africa. Now more than ever, the world connects to us and our stories are heard in other farther away nations. This new multi-platform will continue providing truthful content to oppose the hegemonic media's narrative and our faithfulness to our audience. So we have come to the end of this news brief. But remember, you can find this and many other stories on our website at telesurenglish.net. And also, if you feel so inclined, please join us on social media for all the latest news. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Telegram. For TeleSUR English, I'm your anchor, Gladys Quesada. Thank you for watching.